Welcome to the tSports Network, the home of tSports. I'm your host, Rob, for the amazing band phase for the final of Super Series Genesis. We've had round one. We had the semi-finals just this weekend, which were incredibly exciting. And then we've got the final this Saturday between the Bad Moon Loons and the Dragonslayers. It's going to be a very exciting weekend. We've got some incredible hosts coming up. We've got Darren Watson. We've got Owen Jackson. We've got some great table bosses. It's going to be a thrilling weekend. And these two incredible teams, two great groups of guys. Now, I guess the first question that we need to ask ourselves is, how did the teams get here? Our tech man, Scrivo, who's always behind me and always making sure it works, should be playing you a video right now about how it went. With the Super Series final on the way this Saturday, it's time to see how the two teams made it through to be within a chance of winning that big £1,000 cash prize. The Dragonslayers are a club who've existed since 1995, and they came in aggressive in the ban phase against the Beast Midlands in round one. Having safety banned into Fyreslayers and taken out a change host as well as Marathi, they bought some very interesting lists for round one. They had Despoilers, Slaves to Darkness with Triple Khorne Demon Prince, Breaker Tribe Sons of Behemoth, and then their two big powerhouse armies, Fyreslayers and Fangs of Sotek Seraphon, both of whom went 3-0. Playing against the Beast Midlands, they were able to secure themselves a big win going into the semi-finals. In the semi-finals, they were paired into Legio, who had caused a surprise upset, having taken out the Marauders in round one. In the ban phase, the Dragonslayers again not wanting to see that Lord of Change or Marathi, but Legio taking out both the Salamanders and, of course, the Fyreslayer pick. Turning up to the semi-finals again with that same Slaves to Darkness Despoilers list with the Triple Khorne Demon Prince, we had the Fyreslayers switched up for a very similar list, but this time using Ossiarch Bone Reapers and Petrifex with 80 Mortek Guard. The Fangs of Sotek made a return with their sub, but wasn't able to bring out the same performance, losing all three, where in the round before they won all three. And a Tzeentch Archeon list going 3-0. This put Andy Hughes, the only player going into the final, on a 6-0 record for wins. With a very close round, Legio went home and the Dragonslayers are through into the final. Who will they ban? And what list will they bring? As an almost complete counterpoint, the Bad Moon Loons were formed specifically for this event. No club behind them, although they play at Bad Moon Cafe and are sponsored by them, which is how they formed their team. In round one again, not wanting to see Marathi, a constant theme it seems, they also banned Be'lakor and also Flamers of Tzeentch and the Mortek Crawler. This didn't stop them bringing a Tzeentch list, though, and we saw that big brick of 6 Exalted Flamers of Tzeentch in a change host. We also saw Tom Gilboy's very different Deepkin list, which didn't include the Morsar Guard, as well as Lumineth, and our first experience of both the Fox and our Hurricane Wind Chargers. We also saw a Thunder Lizard list, and the team managed a very good win against a stand-in team, with WS10 being so scared they wouldn't actually play them that round. Moving into the semi-final, the Bad Moon Loons really had to prove themselves that they deserved a place in the final, and there's no team better to prove that against than the Bruces. A very aggressive ban show was had, with Morsar being banned again, as well as the War Chanter targeting Andy, which could have been the ban that ended up getting them the win. The armies they brought this time were a very similar Deepkin list, using a lot of Ishling Guard. They switched up to a Seraphon list to replace their Lumineth Realm Lords, a Cities of Sigmar list from Hallowheart, which we hadn't seen before, and Matt Gray subbing in and bringing his Gargants. Tom Gilboy running the Deepkin, and Matt Goldsborough running the Lumineth Realm Lords in round 1 and the Seraphon in round 2, have only dropped a game to Darren Watson, the only person to take wins off maybe the Bad Loons' 2-star players. And in a surprising upset, the new Bad Moon Loons, the new team on the block, were able to take out the Bruces, hotly tipped to take out the tournament, giving them a chance in the final to take out the prize and be the first winners ever of a Super Series event. Who will win? Find out on Saturday, and you can watch all of the games live on Twitch, watch them back as videos on demand, or you can watch the recorded games over on our Patreon. It's shaping up to be an exciting final, and I, for one, am very excited, and I can't wait to see how the band show and the lists and the tournament goes. Thanks for tuning in to tSports Network. We'll see you guys soon. And don't forget, if ski... Well, what an exciting pathway for both these two teams to get to the band phase today. It's been a thrilling few weeks. Thanks to everyone who's helped make it happen. I've very much enjoyed the process. So straight into it. Let's not mess about. This is what we're all here for. Now, the team with the highest score got to choose whether or not they wanted to ban first or second. The Dragonslayers had the highest score. They chose that they wanted to ban second, which means they get 2 bans. And the Bad Moon Loons in with that all-important first ban. Is it going to be a safety ban? Is it going to be an offensive ban? Let's find out. We're over to Daniil. Daniil's going to give us our first ban right now and let us know what he's going for. I think they've planned it out. I'm thinking Fire Slayers, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm not sure. I'm excited. They're going to let us know. John's going to let me know as soon as I get to find out. He can message, or he can tell me with his voice, John, if you could. Okay. Oh, wow. The first thing, the Slaves to Darkness Demon Prince has been banned. That's the first ban that's been banned. That's attacking AD. I wouldn't expect that. I didn't think that they'd go for an aggressive ban into AD. I thought that they would have been very happy with that list turning up all day long. Quite surprised by that. Yeah, the AD killer, straight after AD Mac, who's done phenomenal with a list that we really weren't expecting. Like, watching those 3 Demon Princes hold hands across all of the games has been great fun. He's played some blinding games, using the terrain to his advantage to hold up Mega Gargants, playing incredible plays. Love it. Like, wonderful plays. What's he going to play now? Like, honestly, I'd have left him with that list because he was pushing a stone uphill. And now you give him access to play something much tougher. Okay, so then our first 2 bans from the Dragonslayers coming in next. This is going to be interesting what we see this. Okay, first one that we've seen coming from the Dragonslayers is Lord Croak. Don't forget, this will be the old Lord Croak War Scroll, not the new Lord Croak, hitting into Seraphon. That's probably a defensive ban. Croak, the Seraphon still works really well, and here we go. The Lord of Change has been targeted. Dragonslayers hate the Lord of Change. If you actually watch through the ban processes, they've always banned the Lord of Change. They hate the Change Host. They don't want to see it. We know that Daniil plays Change Host. We know that he plays them Exalted Flamers. We know he could play anything. That still left them with their Archeon Tzeentch, though, that we saw play last week, if they want to bring that back. Probably one of the best lists. Probably one of the best lists available right now in Age of Sigmar. So, 2 bans now to come in for the Bad Moon Loons. These are all targeted bans. These 2 teams have seen each other play over 2 rounds. They know what's going on. Oh, okay. This is how you guys enjoying this. Okay. A double Daniil target, apparently. Targeting Croak and the Lord of Change. So let's see what the Bad Moon Loons respond with. I really wasn't expecting the Demon Prince. I'd have left him, but we'll see. Okay. There's no safety ban on Fire Slayers. Okay, there's Hearthguard Berserkers are in the sea. Andy Hughes is going to have to find something else to walk forward to. The only player right now in the Super Series 6-0 is Andy Hughes, undefeated. He hasn't dropped a game. He switched last time from Fire Slayers over to Petrifex, and that won 100 Mortek. I missed that in the video. And then we're going to now see if they decide to target Andy again. Okay. All right. Well, that's okay. Well, if you tell me what it is, I can tell it while you sort it out. Oh, sorry. One more time. We're just finding out now what the name of the unit is that's been banned. Okay. We'll find it. Mark, thanks for subscribing. Thanks everyone for tuning in live. The players just letting from LRL. Yes. Okay. So the Underworld's Warband, the Lumineth Realm Lords, Warband for Underworlds has been banned as their second one, which is a safety ban into Lumineth Realm Lords. So obscure that no one even knew what it was. All of us were having to get a bit tricksy on that one. Not safety. I feel that that's a safety. So that, again, that's a ban into Lumineth Realm Lords. You can just put something up for the moment if you want, John, for Realm Lords, and we'll come back to it. So the Lumineth Realm Lords have been banned into, which means we've seen a safety ban, two aggressive bans and a safety ban, meaning we might see Lumineth Realm Lords. Are we going to see Teclis? Are we going to see that big castle with all the Auralans, with all of the Venari, with the Wardens? Or are we going to see, what are we going to see? I don't know. Okay, so then we've got the two bans coming in for Dragonslayers right now. Okay, so this is from the Dragonslayers. So Morsar Guard have been banned again. We've seen Morsar Guard banned several times, and then Tom Gilboy, the fearless heart and soul maybe of the Bad Moon Loons, has never worried about that because he's always brought his Achillean. So maybe the Dragonslayers know that they're comfortable with the Achillean actually being banned right then and there. Marathi, great pick, Dragonslayers, great pick. Such a monstrous unit. That would have been a terrifying list to see on the tabletop constantly. I think that would have dominated the pairing process. Marathi and the Bow Snakes. So a really solid pick by the Dragonslayers, which means you can still do Daughters of Cain lists, but I think that really changes it up. So we might still see those defensive heroes played by Gilboy. Ooh, okay. Lol. I don't forget it's burned into my soul. No Warcry picture. No, we didn't have a Warcry picture for some reason. We didn't have it, but we will have it at some point. Okay. So Lumineth Realm Lord safety ban, and then we've got two bans coming in from Bad Moon Loons. The last two bans for them at the moment. It's very exciting. Very exciting. Gilboy's still got exactly his list that he had, and they know that they've got it. Oh, the Owl's got Rend 1. That's why they've banned it. They've banned it because it's got Rend 1 on the Owl. That's probably why it's been banned. Okay. The Harbinger of Decay has been banned, and the Mortek Crawler. Interesting that they banned the Hearthguard, and they didn't ban the Gothazar Harvester. And he can still pivot like he did with the Mortek last week. He can just play those same Mortek list with 100. They had the ban into it. They could have been aggressive. They decided to go against the Crawler and not into the Harvester, which really makes that Mortek pick. You can't pick the Mortek Guard because they're battle line, but you could definitely have targeted the Liege Cavalos, or you could have targeted the Harvester. They must have seen that. They know that they can play against that Mortek build, and maybe they just want to play against it. Very interesting. Very interesting. Okay. Wow. I wasn't expecting that. I thought that they would just double up a safety ban. And that Nurgle pick as well, the Harbinger of Decay. No one wants to see Blight Lords. Final pick for the Dragonslayers. This is fairly clutch for them. This is where they want to come in big. Some big names banned today. Croak, Lord of Change, Marathi. Marathi banned almost every round, almost every match. No one wants to see Marathi at the tournament, apparently. Just Henry explained it once, and everyone else has been like, I don't want to be a part of this. Like, I don't want any part of this. Final ban coming in now from John. Okay. We're ready for Tom now. Can I borrow your... What are you guys thinking? Drop me some thoughts. Oh, my goodness. Thank goodness. Thank goodness, Tom. I'm sick of seeing Gargants. I don't know if you're going to bring him or not bring him. The Kraken Eater has been banned. He's not the War Stomper who's kind of the safety ban into Mega Gargants. If there is such a thing, it means the triple Gatebreaker is still available. Not that anyone should play that, but they might. Like, I don't want to see that happen. So that's the state of land. We'll go and interview the guys in a minute. So this is how the land lies. Bad Moon Loons have banned that Slaves to Darkness, Demon Prince, a targeted pick at AD Mac. Then the Hearthguard Berserkers, another targeted pick straight into Andy Hughes on that 6-0. That's pretty clutch. Then they've safety banned into the Lumineth Realm Lords. They've again gone for that Harbinger of Decay. They don't want to play a Nurgle Blight King spam list, and I can understand that. The Mortek Crawler, no idea, but very exciting as to why we've seen that. Then Dragonslayers, they've hit Croak. Of course, they've hit Matt Goldsborough. Nailed it. They've hit Matt Goldsborough. Potentially he can't bring that. Maybe he'll bring Who knows what he'll bring? Maybe he's safety banned into Lumineth, so maybe he's going to bring his Lumineth. We're going to see more Foxes. I have no idea. Straight at Daniil with the Lord of Change. Can Daniil play without the Change Host? Can he bring his Cities of Sigmar bridge list again? Who knows? Morsar Guard attacked, so that's the offensive Eels, leaving Tom Gilby to bring his defensive Eels, but then they know he's been playing his defensive Eels all the time, so maybe they're happy with that play. Marathi banned. That's just no one wants to see it, I think. That's just a flat. That makes me sick. And then the Kraken Eater. Oh, goodness. Not sure about that. All right. Okay. So, some good banning. Some aggressive banning, some defensive banning. We're going to go and talk to Daniil now, if he gets his mic off on Skype. That would be great. Thanks, Daniil. We're going to talk to Daniil. Daniil, for the final and the last ban phase, but for the very first ever Super Series final. Are you guys excited? How do you feel?
Very excited. Good? Yeah. I needed 1 day to cool off, literally, and then we were straight into it.
So I should have maybe mentioned the scenarios for everyone. That would have been really important. Total Commitment is the first scenario. Scorched Earth makes a return, and then Star Strike. We're putting you through the ringer. Daniil, can I ask you about the scenarios? Did they influence you in any way?
Yeah. Total Commitment was a surprise. I was like, if I was Rob, I would put in Escalation and place on K Power as well, just to mess with us.
Yes, I think one of the interesting points for everyone is Star Strike is actually end game scoring. So if you are tuning in for round 3, let's say rounds 1 and 2 are very close. As we go into round 3 and there's points on the board, it's actually those final games. It's the scores at the end of the show. So as they come in, because those final objectives are worth more in the later rounds. So it's going to be a nail biter, and they're going to be tired. They've already been at every event that's happened so far. They didn't want to do the band show today. They barely wanted to play next week. Everyone's exhausted. And now they've got to go through the ringer of 2 rounds before the final. You've been put in the ringer. Daniil, you excited? Is the team happy? Have you got anything you want to say before we head out?
Definitely happy. Definitely excited to play on Saturday.
Amazing. Thanks, Daniil. You guys have been brilliant. Over to another brilliant human being, Mr. Tom Layton of the Dragonslayers. What a ledge. Tom, how are you feeling about the battle plans, everything? Talk to me.
Listen, I'm going to be honest, Rob. Less than 24 hours ago, we were playing against Legio, right? So I haven't really had time to do some proper prep. So all I've had to go off is Daniil's background, and I see a frog in the bin. I see a chicken in the bin. I see a shark, but I don't know what that's called, so the closest thing I can go for is eels in the bin. And then these cheeky little people decided to safety ban the fox. Kept that safe. He's hiding in his little hobbly hole, and we can't touch him. But you know what? It comes in pairs. It has to. That's why we chose second side, so we can Noah's Ark this thing straight down. So
yeah,
that's how that went.
Amazing. Obviously, you guys have been through this. You've been through this a couple of times now. And are you guys excited about playing the Loons? I know your team are very excited, right?
Oh yeah, 100%. Like, I'm looking forward to actually getting the final sorted, because it's been a long event, and we've got our value. We've played all the games, but equally to get all the way to the end is nice, and we're going to see how it goes. Should be an interesting round. But definitely no slouches. We watched the Bruce's games, although I say that I watched round 3 because I was busy. But they did well. So
they did really well. And also, it's not the round, it's the final. Thanks, Tom. Lovely talking to you guys. Now, I just need to shout out Scrivo for doing all of the camera work on the band phase stuff. Done great work. To Daniil and Tom for helping us through the band phase. To the 2 teams who are going to be playing this weekend, and all of the teams that have played previously. They've been wonderful. It's going to be such a fun Saturday. I'm very much looking forward to it. I hope you guys are too. The first ever Super Series. We weren't so sure when we started out how it was going to go, but you guys seem to have embraced it quite a lot, and I can't thank you enough for that. So thanks for tuning in. The list show will be on Friday, so you guys will be able to see the lists, which is going to be very exciting. And again, thank you very much to you guys, whether or not you support us on Twitch or Patreon. It's very much appreciated. So that's all from us. Tune in again Friday, and then tune in for all Saturday for the final of Super Series Genesis. Thanks for listening to the tSports Network. We'll see you guys soon.